Hello and welcome to the Nerd Cave Remote Technical Support video channel. There is a feature that's been available on Mac OS X and Linux operating systems for a number of years, almost decades actually, that Windows never adopted until Windows 10, and it's called workspaces. Now, Microsoft calls them virtual desktops. They're quite handy if you need to group applications into separate areas. For example, let's say I'm running a word processor and a browser, and I could have word processor open, maybe a spreadsheet and a couple of browsers or multiple tabs in a browser, but I'm also doing some development. So I'm writing a program in this window. I could start a server on here. For those who are curious, that's a means of starting a one connection server to test any web pages you might be working on. I just left out the directory name, so it's going to use my home directory. But I could be writing, a web page or a whole website in my editor here, and then have this running to test what I'm writing. But I'm also doing a little bit of research and writing it up in my browser and word processor. Ideally, I would be having a lot more open than this, and what you can do to organize this a little bit better is use another virtual desktop. And I'm not sure how many you can open, but if you click the task view button down here, there's a button up here that says new desktop. So if I click that, it'll create a new desktop. I'm going to go to that, and there's nothing running here. There's nothing in the task bar or anything like that. So I'm going to go back to the main desktop, number one. And what I want to do is move some of these applications to the second desktop, like the PowerShell and the Genie editor I want to move. So I'm going to press the Windows key, or hold that down and then press Tab. And then I can grab PowerShell, bring it up to desktop number 2, and then Genie, put that on desktop number 2 as well. So now when I go here, I have PowerShell and Genie running, and in my other desktop, I have my word processor and Chrome running. And if I want to switch between the two, I can do the Windows Tab key and select the desktop from here. You can click the task view button and select the desktop, or probably the simplest way is to hold the control key, hold the Windows key, and then press the left and right arrow buttons, and they'll switch between the different desktops without having to click any extra buttons. The other thing I should note is if I do Windows Tab, it'll show me the processes running on this particular desktop. If I put my mouse over this, it'll show me the processes running on that desktop. And if I'm done with a desktop, I can put my mouse over it, hit the close button, and all my applications get moved to the primary desktop, or probably the next one to the left. I would assume I've only used this for 2 desktops. But here are all my applications on the main desktop again. So that's a handy feature if you want to organize groups of programs into different work environments. That's it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if it helped you out. Click subscribe if you want to see more. Also, make sure you check out the website www.the-nerdcave.com and tell your friends about me. I'd love to hear from them. Thanks for watching and have a great day.